Keep on doing what you wanna do. Just don't kill my vibes. Please don't kill my vibes. Just don't kill my. Could do whatever, I don't really care. Just don't kill my vibes. Please don't kill my vibes. Just don't kill my. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty bad mind, give it energy. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty bad mind, give it energy. Yeah, cause when I out on the road, nothing can stop me, I don't want go home. The drinks got me in full beast mode. I beg the bartender for more, so please bad boy, keep your gun on your waist. The only shots in the drinks to my face, and I don't care what nobody say. You could be friend or enemy. Just keep on doing what you wanna do. Just don't kill my vibes. Please don't kill my vibes. Just don't kill my. Could do whatever, I don't really care. Just don't kill my vibes. Please don't kill my vibes. Just don't kill my. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty bad mind, give it energy. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty bad mind, give it energy.
Greetings and salutations, what and all. How you doing? I hope nobody killing your vibes. This is the sound of Thalia. Brand new music from her. Track called Don't Kill My Vibes.
Don't give a damn what nobody say. You could be friend or enemy. Just keep on doing what you wanna do. Just don't kill my vibe.
I want to say much love to each and everyone locked in right now.
Just don't kill my. Could do whatever, I don't really care. Just don't kill my vibe. Please don't kill my vibe. Just don't kill my. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty bad mind, give it energy. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly.
Big ups to the massive all over. Those locked in from near and far.
Nothing can stop me, I don't want go home. The drinks got me in full beast mode.
Those on TuneIn Radio, much love to you. Welcome to the broadcast.
Keep your gun on your waist. The only shots in the drinks to my face.
Oh, what do they listen to on TuneIn?
You could be friend or enemy.
The night shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
What you wanna do.
You didn't know?
Just don't kill my vibe.
Now you do.
Please don't kill my vibe. Just don't kill my. Could do whatever.
Big ups to those who are locked in from across the pond.
Just don't kill my vibe.
Over there in the UK. Top of the morning to you guys over there on One Harmony Radio.
Hey vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly
Blessings, King Genius.
energy. Cause we don't hear vibes. Shelly drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly drinks, plenty bad mind, give it energy.
Big ups to the massive that are locked in out of New Jersey. Those on NIE Radio, chilling with New Jersey's finest, the Motivator. Blessings to you. Much love, NIE Massive. Those locked in out of New York, an island worldwide exhibiting the power of music. Much love to you guys. China Nicole, Gary, blessings.
You could be friend or enemy. Just keep on doing what.
Much love to those who are locked in on Reggae Pulse Radio. Long Island representing.
Just don't kill my. Could do whatever,
Atomic Force crew, buck. Much love. Big up to those on PEMGTV.com. Welcome. Those on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Hanging out with the veteran, Mr. Lightfoot himself. Blessings, Mr. Lindsay. Big ups to the massive out of Texas. Those on Aloe Up Radio, Dusik Media Group, WGLRO, home of the Don and Walker Morning Show, the People Station. Come on, touching from Detroit to Denmark and all points in between. Much love to you, Donnie. Big ups to those who are locked in on Clubhouse, those on Facebook Live. Welcome. Remember, it's only a segment broadcast, so don't get too comfortable, yeah? Use up the link that is in the description, pinned in the comment section. It takes you to kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. It's the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. I must apologize. I don't know what's going on with the stew pot. I just know it's being worked on, okay? But you can still communicate.
Just keep on
and be interactive. I'll tell you how in just a few. Much love to those who are locked in on YouTube Live. Miss Do, how you do? I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors, Pulsey Media Group, and Being in the Moment is priceless. Give them a call. What can they do for you? Everything you see here on kevinstew.com, including hosting your website. Well, they take care of videos, photos, streaming, advertising, streaming your live event on a secure platform, whether yours or theirs. What kind of event? Well, it could be a church service, a funeral, a graduation, a party, a seminar, you name it. They can hook you up. Just give them a call, 754-999-1140. That's 754-999-1140. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. As an added bonus, it's good to know that she's also a certified personal trainer. Well, go ahead and give her a call and schedule your appointment today. 954-655-9000 is the number to use. That's 954-655-9000. You can also email her at thealater@att.net. That's THEALATER at att.net. Outside of paying her, she only has one request. Please get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. It's a Kevin Stew clause. The day I stop falling asleep on the table, it'll be called something else. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global will act as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199. That's 954-804-8199. Alright, check them out at reggaeglobal.com. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you. Thank you to McNeil Trucking. With McNeil Trucking, your goods are in good hands. They're licensed and insured movers in the state of Florida. So if you want to move from point A to point B, put some things in storage, don't have the equipment, don't have the manpower, don't have the transportation, don't worry about it. You have the phone number 954-406-9740. Give them a call today and put your worries at ease. Yeah man, you can put your worries in storage too.
You could be friend or enemy.
Just call up McNeil Trucking.
What you wanna do, just don't kill.
Tell them Kevin sent you.
Please don't kill my vibe. Just don't kill my. Could do whatever, I don't really care. Just don't kill my vibe. Please don't kill my vibe.
Hey man, don't kill my vibes.
Cause we don't hear vibes, Shelly, drinks, plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly.
Do get in touch by commenting on YouTube. You can go to kevinstew.com and watch on not one, but 2 video platforms are available on kevinstew.com, and you can listen live by way of tuning. That is also there. Just click on the little play button and you can either watch live or listen live. They both work. And of course, you can call in live because the phone lines are always open. What's the phone number? 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839.
Just don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe.
You can call, you can text,
Don't kill my
WhatsApp, Telegram, they all work. So wherever you are in the world and you want to get in touch,
vibe.
or share some information,
Vibe.
share your views, ask a question,
We don't hear vibes, Shelly,
give a word of encouragement even.
like family.
That's the number to use. You see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen, 773-789-STEW.
Cause we don't hear vibes,
Easy to remember, right?
plenty moving like family. Vibes, Shelly,
The sound of Thalia in the background.
energy.
A track called Don't Kill My Vibe. And you kind of have to be begging not to have your vibe be killed when you're out having a good time, especially on a hot day and you just feel for something nice and cool or something nice and cold to cool you down. You know, like some ice cream. Here's a thing though, and it's worth looking out for. The CDC has tied a Florida-based ice cream company to a multi-state Listeria outbreak. Yup. Time to be worried. Time to start examining everything, right? Well, it's just one ice cream brand. So the CDC believes Big Olaf Creamery, a brand of ice cream only sold in Florida, may be to blame of the 17 people interviewed by the CDC. 14 reported eating ice cream before experiencing symptoms. 6 of those 14 people, according to the CDC, mentioned Big Olaf Creamery by name, or a location known to serve that specific brand of ice cream. Onions sold in 5 states recalled for possible Listeria contamination. Nearly 24 people from 10 states have been sickened, according to the CDC, with the bulk of them being reported where? In Florida. Other cases were reported in Colorado, Georgia, Illinois, Kansas, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Quite a spread, right? The first cases were reported back in January, but have continued through June, when 2 more people became sick. You'd think that it all happened at one time, right? Not quite so. In total, 23 people were sickened, and all but 1 hospitalized. 1 person died, and one of the sickened pregnant patients, there were 5 pregnant patients in all, lost their fetus. So one of them lost the fetus. And this is according to the CDC. Now, the CDC said Big Olaf Creamery is contacting all known retail locations and businesses to recommend against selling their ice cream until further notice. Anyone who purchased Big Olaf Creamery ice cream is urged to throw it away. Now, do they say if you bought it when? If it has a date of when? No, I haven't seen that information. Big Olaf Creamy said in a statement that while the company is cooperating with the ongoing investigation, it is only speculation that their ice cream is the culprit. Well, if so many people are pointing the finger in that direction, how many people could be wrong? Oh dear. That's concerning. Our brand has not been confirmed to be linked to these cases. The statement reads, nothing has been proven. And of course, in the United States, if you fall under certain categories, you are innocent until proven guilty. And if you fall under others, you're guilty until proven innocent. I won't say which is which. I'll just say, I better not get in trouble. So, do I have salmonella poisoning or is it something else entirely? Big question for people asking when getting sick. Listeria is one of the most dangerous forms of food poisoning. Symptoms usually start 1 to 4 weeks after eating contaminated food, but can start as soon as the same day. Those symptoms include fever, muscle aches, nausea, and diarrhea, among others. What does that sound like? It sounds like flu, doesn't it? Oh, wait. That's not keeping anymore. It's COVID. That's the in thing now. Now, while it can be treated with antibiotics, Listeria is especially dangerous to pregnant women, newborns, the elderly, and those with compromised immune systems. Alright. So, given what we've been experiencing the last 2 years, is there anybody, especially in the United States today, that does not have a compromised immune system? I'll wait. Now, according to the FDA.gov, they also had put out some information about Listeria. So, those of you who don't know, tonight we'll be talking about Listeria. If you're not watching the broadcast, tonight we're looking at Listeria. We'll see if we can get the scoop on Listeria. And yeah, don't shoot the messenger. But it's really interesting that they're blaming it on ice cream, but the onions also are a potential cause. But how, why, when, where? What do we know of this Listeria? Not wisteria. That's the road that the housewives live on. No, not that one. Listeria with an L, not a W. So, you're familiar with salmonella. You're familiar with the symptoms of salmonellosis. And if not, well, you could do some research. You may not have heard of the lesser known foodborne illness, listeriosis. This is caused by the bacteria Listeria monocytogenes. Now, after going through several name changes since the bacteria were first described in 1911, the name was officially changed to Listeria monocytogenes in 1940 to honor Joseph Lister, the British surgeon who discovered that sterilizing surgical instruments before operations reduced the risks of infection. So basically, they just took up stuff and washed it off and put it down and used it again. That was how surgeries were done back in the day. Thanks to Joseph Lister, they started changing that. So this bacteria was named after Joseph Lister. Now, in 1929, A. Neifeld reported the first confirmed cases of listeriosis in people, but L monocytogenes were not identified as a major cause of the foodborne illness in people until the 1980s, when several large outbreaks occurred. Now, 1980s wasn't that long ago. says someone who lived through it. Now, compared to other foodborne illnesses, listeriosis is rare, but is also very serious. Even with adequate antibiotic treatment, the disease has a high mortality rate of 20 to 30%. Over 90% of people with listeriosis are hospitalized, often in intensive care units. In the United States, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, estimate that about 1,600 people get listeriosis each year, and about 260 die. The hospitalization rate is 94%, meaning that of the approximately 1,600 people who get the disease each year, about 1,500 will be hospitalized each year. Now, L. monocytogenes is widespread in the environment, especially in soil and water. The bacteria can survive in soil for many months. Animals, particularly cattle, carry or can carry the L. monocytogenes without appearing sick and shed the bacteria in their feces. Now, we know cattle feces is like one of the best fertilizers ever. But then there's this. The bacteria are able to live in a wide range of conditions and environments. They can tolerate both acidic and salty conditions, both high and low temperatures, and a fairly low moisture content. These characteristics allow L. monocytogenes to survive a long time in a variety of food products and food processing plants. Because the bacteria can multiply and persist in food processing plants for years, even more than 10 years in one documented case. Monocytogenes is especially hard to control and can result in intermittent contamination of food. Unlike most bacteria, L. monocytogenes can grow and multiply at low temperatures, making the bacteria a potential problem even in properly refrigerated food. One study also found a relatively high percentage of frozen raw beef products contaminated with L. monocytogenes. Frozen food! Who'd have thunk it? Now, this finding highlights the ability of the bacteria to thrive in cold environments. Hence, the problem with the ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream because we ended up with listeriosis. That's worth screaming about. Scary. Sad. So, how then, what are the ways that people can get infected? According to the FDA.gov, people become infected by eating contaminated food. People can also become infected by handling contaminated food, such as contaminated pet food or touching contaminated surfaces and utensils and then accidentally transferring the bacteria from their hands to their mouths. Babies can be infected in utero or at birth if their mothers are ate contaminated food during pregnancy. Now, that is scary. If nothing else is, that definitely is. Do I have a comment over here? Okay, cool. The bacteria can contaminate a variety of food. These include raw meat, ready-to-eat processed meats such as hot dogs and deli meat, and this is both factory-sealed packages and products sold at deli counters. So, again, we need to be mindful, right? I don't know what you can trust. Question everything. Raw vegetables, refrigerated plates, ready to eat smoked seafood and raw seafood, prepared and stored salads, including coleslaw and fresh fruit salad, melons, soft cheeses made with unpasteurized milk, and unpasteurized milk and milk products. Now, I have to pause for a moment because when you say milk, are you going with milk across the board or are you going with dairy? Because remember, now we have milk from grains, you have milk from rice, you have rice milk, you have coconut milk, you have almond milk, you have soy milk. So when you go out there and put out a statement about like milk, do we get into specifics? Because those kinds of milk don't get pasteurized. Pasteurization or cooking and most disinfecting agents kill L-monocytogenes. However, in some ready-to-eat food, such as hot dogs and deli meats, contamination may occur after the food is cooked in the factory but before it is packaged. These products can be safely eaten if reheated until steaming hot. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service, FSIS, maintains a zero tolerance policy for L-monocytogenes in ready-to-eat meat and poultry products. FSIS continues to strengthen programs and recommendations to reduce or eliminate the bacteria from ready-to-eat products. However, here it is. Today we now have an outbreak of listeriosis, the disease that is caused from this, L-monocytogenes. So, one of my favorite questions, right? Why are people getting infected and how? So this time you have two, not just one, not just the why, but now you get the how. And I guess that is why Big Olaf is saying, hey, my ice cream may be contaminated. We're not sure. So if you happen to have the product, don't consume it. If you're a retail outlet and you have this product for sale, do not sell it until we know more. Hey, better safe than sorry, right? At least in the end, if that isn't the cause, then they can say, well, we did our due diligence to make sure that our consumers were safe. And that's a good thing. So we can give them that. We're gonna take a quick break. And I want to take this moment to remind you that my store is open. Which store? My Mary Kay store. Yes, I am an independent Mary Kay consultant, and I do have a store. Go to marykay.com/Kevin Stew, and you can find some products there for you, and you. When I say you, and you, I mean everybody. Men, women, and children alike. Because everybody has skin and everybody needs skin care. So for men, you got face and beard care and fragrances that are available. For women, you have a multitude of products. One of them being the CC cream. Those who don't like to wear makeup or a lot of it, you can use this skin tone balancing cream. Amazing product. So go ahead and you can check these out. Visit my Mary Kay store, marykay.com/Kevin Stew. Give me a call, give me a link. You can reach out to me by way of the website. If you don't remember it, go to kevinstew.com. There's a link right there and you can get in touch. Happy shopping. Go ahead and support my business. Go ahead and support my family. We'll be right back after these other messages.
Quality Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. a new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Reggae Global Entertainment presents the brand new self-titled album from Yishka with 9 great songs. Oh, baby, let me love you.
Oh, baby.
Be grateful for life.
Be grateful for life.
Shake you down.
Girl, I wanna shake you
What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Babe, come over.
Baby, come over.
My. It's our time.
It's our time. You know I love you.
For your love.
For your love. I will do anything.
I'm falling.
I'm falling. In love again.
Yishka. 9 great songs. Available on all streaming platforms.
You sure look good tonight.
Available now.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Selassie DJ Kevin Stew.
Busy bars are packed. I'm lost in the crowd. There you are, standing in the back. Can't hear what you're saying 'cause the music's so loud. Come take my hand, let's dance. Tonight's your chance. Make me feel so good. Fill my glass with something new. Put chance. Make me feel so good. Let's dance. Make me feel so good.
The sound of Rachel Davy Lee bringing us back from the break. Track called Make Me Feel So Good. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to those who are locked in on Clubhouse and Facebook Live. This is where we're going to part company. Much love to you. Come on over to kevinstew.com for the remainder of the broadcast. Take care. If you can't come over, take care until we link up again, alright? Thank you, Hubert, for the sharing. Much love to you, bro. Thank you, Charlene, for stopping by. Truly appreciate you. Love you, mama. Alright. Those on Clubhouse, blessings to you until we do it again. So, as the broadcast continues, we are looking at Listeria. It's Healthy Love Night, right here on the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Listeria, what is it? Who does it affect? Where do you get it? Oh my goodness, so many questions. Now, listeriosis is one of those infections that almost exclusively occurs in pregnant women. Almost. But, you know, almost doesn't count, right? Newborns, the elderly, and people with weakened immune systems, such as those with cancer and other diseases, are also at high risk of infection from listeriosis. After a person ingests L monocytogenes, the bacteria grows quickly in the liver and then moves into the bloodstream and can invade many places in the body, including the brain, membrane surrounding the brain and spinal cord, which is where you get meningitis happening, in gastrointestinal or digestive tract, the stomach and intestines, and in the bloodstream. Scary. So your whole body is getting infected. Pregnant women are 18 times more likely to get listeriosis than other healthy adults. And 16 to 27% of all L monocytogenes infections are in pregnant women. Scientists don't know why pregnant women are so susceptible to the disease, and it usually affects pregnant women who are healthy and don't have any other risk factors. So it's kind of like a super virus, you know, a super infection, because it's caused by bacteria. So of course, you know, it's caused by bacteria. You're treating it with antibiotics. Diagnosing listeriosis in pregnant women is difficult because they usually don't have the gastrointestinal symptoms, the vomiting and the diarrhea. These things are normally seen with a foodborne illness. The most common and sometimes only symptom of listeriosis in pregnant women is fever. So it's not that they get the fever and then because of the fever they get pregnant. So they can't blame it on their partners. While they're pregnant, they get this fever. And that's the only symptom. They often have a flu-like illness with non-specific symptoms such as fatigue and muscle aches, which are often temporary and go away on their own. Some pregnant women show no symptoms at all. In a series of 191 cases of listeriosis in pregnancy, more than one quarter, 29% of the women had no symptoms. None. Zero. Zilch. Asymptomatic. That became a buzzword over the past 2 years. Now, compared to listeriosis in non-pregnant people, the disease in pregnant women has a longer incubation period. The length of time between when a person ingests the bacteria and symptoms first show up, that's the incubation period. In one study, the median incubation period in pregnant women was 27.5 days with a range of 16 to 67 days. Yeah, 67 days, over 3 months. This long incubation period adds to the difficulty in diagnosing listeriosis in pregnant women. While listeriosis is in the mother is pretty mild, infection in the fetus and newborn, that can be quite severe. Listeriosis can develop at any time during pregnancy, and the disease causes miscarriage, stillbirth, premature birth, and life-threatening infection of the newborn, such as a blood infection, respiratory distress, or pneumonia and meningitis. Listeriosis is one of the most common causes of meningitis in newborns. There's some news for you. That's a did you know moment right there. Now, with a majority rate of 20 to 30%, newborns suffer the most serious consequences of listeriosis. They have either early or late onset disease, depending on when their symptoms first appear. There's a comparison table of early and late onset listeriosis in newborns. And if you visit the FDA website, fda.gov, you can find this chart there. And with early onset listeriosis in a baby, the baby is usually premature, and with late onset, the baby is usually comes full term and healthy. With the mother, they have recent flu-like illness before delivery, and then for the late onset, they have no signs of illness before the delivery. With the early onset, the source is in utero, from bacteria crossing the placenta from the mother to the baby. Now, with the late onset, as the source of infection is often unclear, and the baby is possibly infected at birth from contact with the mother's birth canal or gastrointestinal tract, after the afterbirth from the environment. Any of these things could cause late onset listeriosis in the baby. Now, it can develop 0 to 7 days after birth for early onset, the average being about 36 hours. On the later side, it's 5 to 30 days after birth, the average being 14 days. And the common causes would early onset would be blood infection, pneumonia, and meningitis, and late onset being blood infections and meningitis. Now, the severity is also interesting, because up to 1/3 of newborns die despite adequate treatment with antibiotics with early onset. There's a better prognosis with late onset listeriosis. So it's one of those really dangerous infections and hard to detect in pregnant women, which puts a lot of our babies, our newborns, at great risk. Now, healthy children and adults occasionally get listeriosis, but rarely become seriously ill. In healthy, non-pregnant people, listeriosis can cause gastroenteritis, mainly diarrhea, accompanied by a fever. Other symptoms may include vomiting, joint pain, headache, and body pain. Sounds like the flu, right? Now, this form of listeriosis has a much shorter incubation period, with symptoms typically occurring within 24 hours after a person ingests a high number of bacteria. The illness is usually mild and goes away on its own. The diarrhea, that can last up to 5 days. That's rough. I don't even want to have diarrhea for 5 minutes, let alone have it for 5 days. Jeez. Ouch. The elderly and people with weakened immune systems have a higher risk of getting a more severe form of listeriosis, which include inflammation of the brain, that's encephalitis, inflammation of the membranes surrounding the brain and spinal cord, your meningitis, and infection of the blood. You don't really get rid of that. You know, it's not just give me an antibiotic, let me take it for a few days, and we'll be okay. It's a little bit more than that. In a joint risk assessment report on L monocytogenes in ready-to-eat food, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, World Health Organization, found that the elderly people 60 years and older, were 2.6 times more likely to get listeriosis than the general healthy population in the United States. Well, than the general healthy population, period. In the United States, in 2011, the median age of non-pregnant people diagnosed with severe listeriosis was 71 years. So if you make it to age 70, you still have to deal with the possibility of listeriosis in the US. In contrast to the incubation period for other more common foodborne illnesses like salmonellosis caused by salmonella, the incubation period for listeriosis can be long and also varies depending on the form. Cases involving a blood infection have a fairly short incubation period, with a median of 2 days. For cases involving encephalitis or meningitis, the incubation period is longer, looking at about 9 days. There's also a skin form of listeriosis that results from intact skin coming into direct contact with the bacteria. Not broken skin, intact skin. Now, the skin form is rare and mostly seen in people with at-risk jobs, such as the vets or farmers who are exposed to sick animals or diseased tissues, especially after an animal has had a pregnancy loss caused by L monocytogenes. Now, L monocytogenes can infect many animal species. Signs of disease are mainly seen in ruminants such as cattle, goats, sheep. Sheep are particularly sensitive to the bacteria. Listeriosis is one of the most common causes of encephalitis in adult ruminants. Infected animals most commonly show severe neurological signs, such as loss of balance, circling, and unusual body spasms. Kind of sound like mad cow disease. Fever, loss of appetite, and decreased activity are also usually seen. Some ruminant herds have had large numbers of late-term pregnancy losses. Newborn ruminants typically develop a blood infection. Listeriosis in ruminants most often occurs in the winter and early spring and is likely caused by the animals eating spoiled silage, which is sad. Because here we go, it's coming back to spoiled food, because it's also found in spoiled food. It's not just as a result of infected, non-pasteurized dairy products or any other packaged food. Your food that is spoiling, could be there too. Listeriosis is more common in rabbits and rodents than dogs and cats. Rabbits and chinchillas are particularly sensitive to the bacteria. The disease usually causes a blood infection, and pregnancy loss and uterine inflammation are common, especially in chinchillas. These reproductive problems are often associated with gastrointestinal signs, such as diarrhea or constipation. You're at one end of the spectrum or another. large outbreaks of listeriosis have been seen in captive rabbits and rodents. The source of the infection in these outbreaks was thought to be contaminated food. Now, rarely the bacteria cause disease in dogs and cats, and even when infected, pets usually have only mild gastrointestinal signs, such as diarrhea and vomiting. However, more serious signs are possible, such as fever, muscle pain, breathing problems, pregnancy loss, and even death. It would be interesting for your dog to come to you and tell you that their muscles are aching, or your cat. How do you know that your pets are experiencing these conditions, these ailments? How do you know? After consuming contaminated pet food, dogs and cats often do not show any signs of listeriosis, but can become carriers of the bacteria. So this means, even if the pets appear healthy, they can still shed L-monocytogenes in their stool and then spread the bacteria to the home environment and to people and other pets in the household. See how we get it just like that? As an example, cats can spread L-monocytogenes through shared litter boxes or when roaming throughout the house, such as on kitchen countertops. One way dogs can spread the bacteria is when they have stool accidents inside the home. Pet waste from both sick and healthy pets can be a source of infection for people. So, those cat lovers who don't know if your feline friends happen to have this bacteria, well, you run the risk when you have them walking all over the place, all over the counters, and it looking cute because they're up on the dining table and doing something silly, then you decide to go eat because it's your fur baby, and so you love them with all your heart and you take care of them as if they were a real child, and not knowing that they're sick, you got sick. And if you're one with human child, and then this happens, you may run the risk of losing said child before birth or shortly after. Now you see the severity of the situation. Now it doesn't seem like fun and games anymore. It doesn't seem like pet care and oh so cuddly. Now we're talking about life or death of a human being as a result of this infection in your pet. Animal feed and pet food are recalled for various reasons, and that includes the presence of Listeria. So you can go ahead and check with the FDA on recalls or withdrawals to see if any of your pet's food was recalled for any bacterial contamination like Listeria, because it could be the thing to save your life or your child's life, depending on where you fall in the spectrum, the age spectrum, that is. Really concerning, but really real, because right now there's a case of Listeria infection. 10 states. That information that I started this broadcast with, that's not old information. That was information from today. Yes, today. So you can look it up if you want to. You don't believe me? I don't have a problem with that. Go check it out. Deadly Listeria outbreak spanning 10 states being linked to ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. We're screaming about the ice cream because it is causing a condition that could take lives. Scary. What's even more scary is many of us don't know a whole lot about this bacteria, this N monocytogenes, this Listeria, this condition called listeriosis. Many of us don't know about it. We haven't heard about it. We hear about the other things, the salmonella. That's the big thing. Everybody talks about raw food in the kitchen, raw meat and fish and whatever else. They talk about, hey, careful. You don't want to get salmonella. Well, you should be careful. You don't want to get listeriosis either. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we do a quick overview of listeriosis and then we get into musical therapy because, do we need some musical therapy? When we come across information like this, it can be a little bit, nerve-wracking. But never fear. Stay healthy. Protect yourself. Take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Wash your food. Cook properly. Clean up after yourselves. Clean up the area that you're preparing the foods. You want to stay on top of things like these to try to avoid things like listeriosis. We're going to take another quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more. Call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because the information is good for everybody. Tell them. The night shift is on with DJ Kevin Stew, and it's Healthy Love Night. Tonight we're looking at listeriosis. We'll be right back. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com. Teddy Greaves Jr. with 6 brand new songs out now on his brand new EP, Teddy Greaves Jr. with songs you know and love like Can You Stop the Rain? Can you stop the rain? One Last Cry. Can't Get Over You. Wait Too Long. You and I. And One Last Cry, the acoustic version. Teddy Greaves Jr., now available on all major digital platforms. Teddy Greaves Jr.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
When me pouring on my coffee, anything me need, me now fi search because you have it. Long conversations in the night, yo, talking about things that we got into. You overstand all that I've been through. There's no pretending when I'm with you. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eye, no love, no baby, facing on the data line. Take my watch, I give you all my time. Are you alone, me wanting on me personal diameter? Not to your nice and not to your neater. You're firing, not to your sweeter. I wanna be your empress, wanna be your senorita. Give me a paper, give me a lighter. I make we blaze the pipe. You tell me you need me like some artist and you really need a writer. You want the cook with in me salsa, the mineral in me water. I know that Jaja made you higher just for me. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You give me the eye. Body's integrating in pleasure. You whisper in my ears and make we do this forever. Can we claim the eyes and taste the load them together? Oh gosh, I'm longing for you. Are you longing for me? I see in your eyes that you want me to stay. Wrapped up in your arms and the liquor spatter. Run away, run away, run away, baby. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eyes on up, my baby, facing on it. Take my watch, I give you all my time. This kind of meditation's hard to find. I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine.
The zone of the real star bringing us back from the break. A track called Ital.
I wanna lie. Your love is so celestial, so divine. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eyes on up, my baby, facing on the data line. Take my watch, I give you all my time.
It's Healthy Love Night right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine.
Tonight we're looking at Listeria.
You saturate my enterprise, so only you can cross.
Why? Because there is currently an outbreak of listeriosis, and it is said to be caused by some ice cream. Now, ice cream that is only sold in Florida, or a creamery called Big Olaf Creamery. And, I can't recall seeing that brand anywhere. Or maybe because I'm not a big ice cream buyer, I probably see it and don't notice. I don't know. But it is over the course of 6 months from January to June that cases have been showing up. And it spreads as far as, what was that? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Minneapolis. Let me not make a liar out of this news report and go back and see. Okay, here we go. Colorado, Georgia, Kansas, Illinois, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. So it's kind of spread out, and Minnesota is way up there, and that is scary, considering where Florida is, the southernmost part of the United States, to one of the most northern parts of the United States, being Massachusetts, being Minnesota. But Big Olaf is said to be blamed for this Listeria outbreak. So, what do we know about Listeria? What are some of the symptoms? As we had mentioned before, let me emphasize it or reiterate. Fevers, chills, headache, upset stomach, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, muscle aches, confusion, loss of balance, convulsions, which is your muscular contractions that you have no control over. A severe listeriosis infection may spread to your bloodstream or brain. So you're talking about sepsis, meningitis, encephalitis coming into play. And those are no joke. So it's not even a case where you probably will end up with one off. It could very well be that you end up with all off. And then where are you? Well, at that point, you're pretty much looking to say so long, farewell, goodbye to all. The most common symptoms of listeriosis in pregnant people are just flu-like symptoms and fever, fatigue, muscle aches. Just that. Nothing for any major concern except the fact that it can quickly cause a miscarriage. It can cause stillbirth or premature birth. That now makes it a little bit more scary. Without timely treatment, it results in death of your newborn babies. And even with proper treatment, there are times when the babies don't make it. Now, with the babies, listeriosis appears with symptoms that include fever, vomiting, constant crying, trouble breathing, and no interest in eating. And here's the thing. They don't have the words or the means of communication to say, this is what I'm experiencing. You just have to recognize that they're uncomfortable and try to figure out what is making them uncomfortable. Most people contract listeriosis from contaminated food. Pregnant people can transmit the L. monocytogenes bacteria to their unborn babies through their placenta. They can also transfer the bacteria through the birth canal. Now, from one person to another, you don't really pass on listeriosis like that, unless it's a pregnant person passing it on to their unborn child. You don't have listeriosis and I come over and we rub shoulders and I get it. It's not that kind of an infection. Your doctor, your healthcare provider, can diagnose listeriosis after evaluating your symptoms and conducting medical tests. Tests may include checking the presence of L-monocytogenes in blood, cerebrospinal fluid, meconium, which is your baby's first poop. And they look to see if it's dark green and thicker and stickier than normal poop. And this is one of the reasons why with newborns, they collect the diapers. They're checking for things like this in the stool of the newborn. Because it is so possible. But they don't want to panic the mothers. So they'll say, hey, listen, let's just connect these newborn diapers. You throw them out over here so that we can take them out. It shows up it is checked in vomit, in food, and animal feed. And your healthcare provider may order bacterial culture tests on your blood or placenta if you are pregnant. So, is there a cure for listeriosis? Because, we have identified all these symptoms. If they show up, we have recognized what can happen with listeriosis running this course, with the elderly, with pregnant women, with newborns. So, can it be cured? Well, your healthcare provider can prescribe antibiotics to rid your body of the infection. Is it guaranteed to work? It doesn't always work. Your healthcare provider is more likely to prescribe antibiotics to babies, or if you're pregnant, 65 or older, or have a weakened immune system. Antibiotics commonly used to treat listeriosis include Bacter A, DS, or Principin. Your provider may also prescribe medication to manage specific symptoms, like your nausea and vomiting. And if you have mild symptoms, then you may not actually need treatment at all. If your baby is born with a listeriosis infection, your healthcare provider will give them antibiotics shortly after birth. Again, one of the ways to check is blood samples, stool samples. So, what then are, we've been talking about some side effects of some drugs and other conditions relating. So, if we do have to take these antibiotics, what are some of the side effects that we could run into? People don't often talk about side effects of antibiotics, do they? Well, some antibiotics have some side effects, and some of these side effects could include allergic reactions. You may have a range of mild rashes or itching skin, to skin blisters, swelling in your face and throat, difficulty breathing. And if you have any of these, you might want to talk to your healthcare provider real quick and stop taking it. Then you have what is called C. diff. And it is a bacteria that causes diarrhea. Clostridium difficile. Yeah, that's what it's called. Difficile. Clostridium difficile. Never heard of it. And of course, there is antibiotic resistance. And this occurs when bacteria change and get stronger so that antibiotic medicines cannot kill them or stop their growth. This is the mutation of the bacteria. This is the bacteria developing immunity to the antibiotics. And bacterial infections then become more difficult to treat with medication. And we find this happening with especially in your concentrated animal feeding operations, your CAFOs, because they're constantly being fed antibiotics. And what happens is the bacteria that they're feeding the animals the antibiotics to prevent, as living organisms, they're evolving. And so they start developing immunity to these antibiotics. The problem is with some of these is when you start pumping them with all these drugs, where do you think it's gonna go? Because these animals end up being on our dinner plates. They end up being in our milk cartons. So what do you think is gonna happen to us with this bacteria? Antibiotics. Because, in some cases we end up with the bacteria. In other cases, we end up with the antibiotics. See the chain reaction? Now, if you weren't scared before, I guess you're a little bit more scared now. See why some people fight against these things and prefer free range, but this is also why free range is more expensive. Because you're not getting sick from free range. Well, not as sick, I should say. And we know pharmaceutical is big business. So, in order to maintain business, you need to maintain a clientele. If you want to have a profitable business, need I say more? Now, managing symptoms of listeriosis involves taking prescription medications that's directed by your healthcare provider, resting, drinking lots of fluids, eating a light diet, taking non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, your NSAIDs, to manage fever and reduce muscle aches. Now, not everyone can take NSAIDs. We know this. So it's a good idea to check with your healthcare provider. Don't say that Kevin Stew said, because Kevin Stew's a DJ, not a DR. I'm just saying, talk to the people with the DR that you can turn around and possibly sue if you need to. Will you win? I don't know. But most people with a healthy immune system will actually feel better days after the infection without treatment. And if you have severe listeriosis, you should start to feel better 3 to 5 days after you start taking antibiotics. It's important to take your full course of antibiotics as prescribed by your healthcare provider, even if you start to feel better. Because if you don't finish your full course, your listeriosis may come back. And if it does come back, then it becomes more challenging to treat because, again, it has developed an immunity that's evolved at that point. Again, we're treating a living organism. Bacteria is a living thing. So just like us, that we have learned how to survive, it has that intelligence. Now, if you have a weak immune system or you're pregnant, it's a good idea to take precautions with what you eat, drink, and how you store and prepare food. Check product labels to ensure that any dairy products or juices are pasteurized. Avoid unpasteurized dairy products and juices. Wash your hands and any food surfaces before and after cooking. Use a scrub brush, clean running water, and a fruit and vegetable wash to clean raw fruits and vegetables. Cook hot dogs, egg dishes, seafood, and deli meats to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. If you can't, you should avoid them. Don't eat refrigerated pate or meat spreads from a deli or the meat counter at a grocery store. Foods that don't require refrigerated, like canned or shelf-stable pate and meat spreads, are safe to eat. Refrigerate these after opening. Heat your leftovers until they're steaming hot. Don't eat any leftovers if they're several days old. Wrap food in plastic wrap or foil or place it in plastic bags or clean, covered containers before you place them in the refrigerator. Ensure that foods such as raw meat do not leak juices onto other foods. Clean up any spills that you may have in your refrigerator right away, especially if it is meat juices. Use vinegar. If bleach is not one of those things that work well with you, use vinegar to do your cleaning. That is not listed here. They don't say it here, but trust the age-old, good old home remedy kind of home products, home use products. If you have a healthy immune system and you develop listeriosis, you'll usually feel better without treatment in a couple of days. If you do have a weakened immune system, if you're pregnant or have a baby, listeriosis may cause serious illness or death. You do want to contact your healthcare provider right away. With a quick diagnosis and proper treatment, you stand a better chance of a full recovery. Do go ahead and do some research on your own. Find out what you can find out. Ask questions of your healthcare providers. See what information you can get. Because with information, you stand a better chance. From knowledge sprouts power. So go ahead and get that information so that you can put yourself in a place of power. You can take care of yourself and your family if needs be to safeguard you against an infection like listeriosis. And follow the tips and advice. Check out a variety of sources of information. Don't just go with one, because somewhere may have just this one bit of information explained a little bit better than somewhere else, and somewhere might have it that others don't. So go ahead and check multiple sources, but do take care of your home. Clean your foods as you prepare them. Anything that you're heating, you heat it properly. Don't just go with, I'm hungry now and I need this now and go the instant. No. Take care. Because that extra 5 minutes that you put into preparing that meal today may actually give you an extended, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. That just might be the thing to extend your life. All right? You don't have to take my word for it. Go check it out. Do some research on your own. Again, my job, stimulate your appetite, not satisfy your hunger.
Seasoning up, well cut up.
Jumping into musical therapy.
So you know some pata boy.
This is the sound of Jadan.
Seasoning up.
Track is called Cooking.
Cut up. Good fire blaze.
What are you cooking today?
Know some pata boy love. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today. I got some items through. We got some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today. Items through. We got some spell dumpling will do.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
Halukia no, halukia. Hey, yes, it's a boy Jadan Congo Bongo himself, and I represent for Kevin Stew on the night shift. City in and Kamola. Yes, I. Well cut up. Good fire blaze up. So you know some pata boy. Seasoning up.
It's a musical therapy segment.
Cut up. Good fire blaze up.
Kicking it off with the sound of Jadan.
Pata boy. I'm cooking. see you me calabash stick. First coconut better in a hit. I be safe, just a little bit. Feel it for more when me forward. Frost off for me split. The kitchen I forget a visit. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today. I got some items through. That's some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. Them ask me what I'm cooking today. Items through. We got some spell dumpling will do. No meat no in my kitchen. Rastafari no support blood spilling. Pass I some chickpeas or some ackee off the trees. Wild rice so you wild so. Fill the pot of water, can't spoil you. Coconut a bubble down, hile you. Call me damsel, them can't style you. When you steam the callaloo, you make it mild so. And she no eat them KFC nor them burger. Watch it, Babylon now where you heard her. And she no eat no for a burger. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today. I tell true. With that some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. Them ask me what I'm cooking today. I tell true. With that some spell dumpling will do. Vicious 19 Dirty virus. Vicious 19
This is the sound of Ed Robinson.
Yo, ever since that day,
It's been a while since I played this one. It's called Dirty Virus.
pain, you make us hurt.
It's really called Virus, yo.
You've been blind, but now the world can see.
Yeah, that.
You're not alone around here, so take your owners and flee. Watch when a Lucifer, yo, dirty virus. Vicious 19 you know, welcome round here. Dirty virus, where you from? Vicious 19 carry some of them oppressors when you leave. You like an evil spirit, you locked us down. We could not make one single sound. But like a yard man, we'll use the words and free the nation, free as the birds. Together we'll chant dirty virus. And that's a good word. Vicious 19 it's a even good one. Dirty virus. You try stop us, we'll stop you. Vicious 19 right now, I'm gonna tell you this enough. Our doctors and nurses, your respect is still. Keep on, fight the fight till the last one heal. So until that day when we can congregate, keep on, share this love, but let the virus kill the hate. So until then, let's chant dirty virus. I hope you know we have some more class. Vicious 19 you think you can stop us from put them together? Dirty virus. Vicious 19 yo, I know for sure some mainstream woodlands won't play this one on their radios. But who round ya care? We never need them then, so we don't need them now. Hey fool, got us, yo. A long time you remind we of these germs, yeah. Dirty virus. And where you want me to call your right name?
Confucius 19 year. Interested remembering your name. Dirty virus. Your friend swine. Confucius 19 year.
If you did really have my back, and just relax. We're 14 years and become a laughing stock. Now them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on.
This is the sound of Jador.
If you did really have my back,
track called Have My Back.
14 years and become a laughing stock. Now them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on your flap. When we did a fight like if you did just hold on. When we get the new mattress and I should hold on.
If you ever know it hurt me,
your mother used to tell me, say
you know deserve me.
Certain things me know you take it
lightly.
Like when the food we cook you in a bed in a
90.
If you did really have my back, and just relax. We're 14 years and become a laughing star. Them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on all your flap. If you did really have my back, and just relax. We're 14 years and become a laughing star. Them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on all your flap. Me have to give you thanks, yes. You give me a son and me appreciate it. But it down in my heart when me really check it. Me did I love you for you and I will life you a wreck. Me stop for a while, think and check. We reach 14 years and at least me I get. If it reach 25 and you guess me I guess. I straight I don't cut them and leave me to rest. If you did really have my back, and just relax. We're 14 years and become a laughing star. Now them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on all your flap. If you did really have my back, and just relax. We're 14 years and become a laughing star. Now them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on all your flap. If you ever know it hurt me, your mother used to tell me say you not deserve me. Certain things me know you take it lightly. Like when the food we cook you in a bed in a 90. If you did really have my back, and just relax. We're 14 years and become a laughing star. Them a laugh and them a chat. Look at that another woman get the ring on all your flap.
Birds suddenly appear every time you are near.
This is brand new music from Marcia J. Ball. It becomes available in just 2 weeks. It's called Close to You. This is the sound of Novelty.
I'm not ready to let you go.
Her new track called So I Can Love You.
I will tell you when I'm ready. I got to let you know. I got to let you know. Don't walk away from me, baby, like that. 'Cause you can't. Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back. You're gonna tell today. I mean what I say. Stay with me, baby. I just can't let you go. Stay right here, baby. Ooh, I can love you a little bit more. Don't walk away from me, baby, like that. Don't walk away, 'cause you can't. Don't turn your back. You're gonna tell today. I mean what I say. Stay with me, baby, so I can love you a little bit more. So I can love you, oh yeah. Don't walk away, oh yeah.
This is the sound of Miss Jan and Nicole.
Sometimes I wonder, how did I make it through?
It's called Supernatural.
It'll be alright, yeah. I look to my God, and He cleared the way through. He gave me the feeling, it'll be alright. Sunny days are ahead. I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a purpose. And even if I fall hard, I get back up and what a feeling when I know what I can do. If you're ever feeling broken down, torn apart to pieces, it'll be alright. And I can tell you that it won't take too long. Be strong, 'cause it'll be alright. 'Cause better days are ahead, better days ahead, yeah, ahead. I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a purpose. And even if I fall hard, I get back up and what a feeling when I know what I can do. I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith. I have a purpose.
It's been a long time since you touched me and made me feel that wonderful glow the way you do.
This is the sound of Ed Robinson. They're working out with Miss Jonah Marie.
Since you held me and squeezed me, so I wonder.
Track called Is It Still Good to You? What a rendition it is.
Seems like it's a funny thing to talk about. I don't know if it's right to do.
If things could change, you wouldn't have it known all the way. I don't know if I'd bring it up. It seems like such a funny thing to talk about. I don't know if it's right to do, but I don't wanna bug you. And who I'm up against the wall. And I wanna know.
You need to tell what I'm straight in a baby.
Wanna know, no need to hesitate. I wanna know. Is it still good to you?
Does it still feel good? Is it still alright?
Feel alright. Is it still good to you?
Is it still good to you? So good to me.
Is it good? Is it good? Tell me. Is it still good to you? Is it good? Is it still good?
You are the melody to
This is the sound of Kavan.
my favorite chord on my guitar.
A track called You Make Me Right.
You're my warmth on a cold night.
As we bounce through this musical therapy segment, courtesy of McNeil Trucking.
Cause maybe I don't say it enough, but woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. Your voice is my song. You make me right. You make me right.
Oh, Kevin, you're so good. Music just turns me on.
The question is, you make me right. I wanna thank you every day, in every way. The rocky road with you's fine. Girl, I'm well because I know you're mine. Give me your smile is everything. Baby, you're the beat that makes my heart. You make my heart sing. Cause maybe I don't say it enough. Woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. And your voice is my song. And baby, I don't show it enough. But you taught me love. You showed me love. Ooh, you make me right. You make me right. Boy, you give me every day. No questions asked. You make me right. I wanna thank you each and every day. Pas qu'un jour passé, partir, merci. Pas qu'un jour passé, partir, moi même. Pas qu'un seul la vie taillée, c'est pas gagné, moi vrai. Pour ces bénédictions, toutes belles chanter l'amour. C'est où t'es café, c'est où sont les mots. Musique, moi, la vie, moi. T'es au Haïti pour moi, chérie. T'es au Haïti. You make me right. Oh, you give me every day. No questions asked. You make me right. I wanna thank you each and every day.
sound of Empress Unique.
Of the sun.
Her rendition of The First Time.
Your eyes. And the moon and the stars were the gifts you gave to the dark.
Beautiful rendition it is. The first time ever I saw your face.
I'll never leave your side, I'll be here when you call.
This is new music from Korik.
No judgment, you don't have to be scared at all.
It's called I'll Be Here.
If your world comes crashing down, one thing will remain true.
A track he wrote and released in time for Father's Day.
You are a champion, you are a king, and all the power of the universe dwells within you. You must have confidence, 'cause you're made to win. And if ever you can't hear my voice, just listen inward. I'll give you my ear so you can feel free to talk. Express your ideas and let me hear all your thoughts. And whatever goes down, you can always come to me. 'Cause whether father or friend, whatever you need, I'll be. Stand on my shoulders so you can see that there is nothing in this world you can't achieve. It is your future, you hold the key. So never be afraid to lead and rule your destiny.
Watch out for friends who will try to take away what you've earned. Their agenda is hidden, but you got to discern. Cause when the party is over and everyone's had their fun, they've got their own lives to live and you got your race to run. My son, run like a champion, lead like a king. Know all the power of the universe dwells in you. You must have confidence, cause you're made to win. And if ever you can't hear my voice, son, just listen inward.
Some powerful words there from Korik to his son, to his sons.
So never be afraid to lead and rule your destiny.
And with this, we part company for the evening. I want to say thank you once again. Thank you to the affiliates, One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, Island Worldwide, Reggae Pulse Radio, the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, Ottawa Radio, Dusic Media Group, WGLRO, PEMG TV, those on Zeno FM. Much love to you guys over there in the stew part too.
We'll try to take away what you've
As we part company, do remember to look out for members of your community. And remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. Those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community.
They've got their own life.
Do look out for one of them today, because you never know which one of them is going to be looking out for you tomorrow.
Like a champion.
My name is Kevin Stew. That's all I like to do to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 10 p.m. Eastern. Join me tomorrow. Real talk.
Cause you're made to win.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I wish you all a good night. And thanks to my affiliates also, Pulse Media Group, Healthy Inner Healing, Heavenly Hands, Reggae Global Entertainment, and McNeil Trucking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all be good. If you can't be good at it. Take care until we do it again. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.